really far and apart from what we're talking about. Leadership, politics, and corruption go together. And to the extent that Nigeria has not effectively moved since the 80s, the country has, I lived in Lagos, worked for First Bank in the early 80s. It was far better Nigeria than today's Nigeria. And I remember vividly, Idiagbo visiting my bank. If you weren't at your desk at 8 in the morning, ready to work, your employment was terminated. Please help us understand how we go back to 1992, 1993 that produced Abiola and the consciousness of the people that made that election possible.
Thank you so much with that question, Mr. Moderator. I will not be happy to leave this panel discussion without emphasizing on the need for party ideology. In 1992, 1993, we were talking about, we had two political parties with the ideologies. SDP has their own ideology, and RDC had its own ideology. And they were working on that. And that helped to put the parties focused on what they wanted to give to Nigeria. And Nigerians were aware what to expect from an RDC that was a capitalist type of arrangement. And then the SDP that was socialist inclined.
Yes.
You know, so Nigerians were aware of these ideologies, and we are pursuing them, and we are also making sure that they were giving account of their stewardship.
So essentially, those two political parties, one catered for the downtrodden, exactly, and the other catered for the elites, yes, the moneyed.
Yes, yes. So that was then. Now, like Dr. Mayor mentioned, we forgot all those and then turned everything upside down. And since that time, there is no direction in Nigerian governance or leadership. And then we're talking about worldview or no worldview. Somebody will only give what he has. You cannot give what you don't have.
Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you again, Mr. Moderator, for your well-articulated question. But before I answer your question, let me go back to, we talked about voter education, political education. There's something, I don't want us to do injustice to that issue, because there's something Honorable Kemezie said in 1992 that they did, that produced Abiola. So they did all that work.
June 12.
June 12. People were well educated on how to vote, and they did vote. Now, we all know what happened. So all that education, all the resources that were poured into that effort produced the type of voters that voted. Now, where is the continuity? Where is the sustainability of that, all that we put in, which is a typical problem that we have in Nigeria. Somebody comes to Nigeria, doesn't have a shortage of ideas. No matter how you educate the people, but if the right institutions are not in place, the continuity of those institutions, the rule of law does not work, you'll go nowhere. So if that effort had been sustained, we'll not be talking about people taking rice and granite and palm oil and all those things.
25 years.
25 years. So what that tells us is that we had better voter education 25 years ago
than we do today.
That's what it is. So the problem is, our inability to sustain a process that we know that is actually worked. Because people manipulate this. That's what I said earlier when I gave that quote. If good men of good conscience don't get involved in the system, the criminals will continue to lead you wherever they lead you. And you can't expect a man to give you what he doesn't have. If a guy is a criminal or a 419er, and by whatever means he gets in power, what do you expect him to give to you? He can't lead you like the Pope. He can only exercise what he knows how to do, which is to steal money. So like I said, if people get the government that they deserve, Now, so I hope I've been able to add a little bit to that. Now, your question about our president and the worldview. I respectfully disagree with the president that he doesn't, I'm not sure he knows what worldview is or if he has any for Nigeria. Because as far as I'm concerned, the country is just floating wherever the wind blows it. You know, because there's a president.
It's like a ship lost at sea without rudder.
Because if a president has a worldview, you cannot. Just 2 weeks ago, I was reading something about is it a former chief of naval or air force that is returning 2-point-something billion naira that he stole. You know, so it is not even the president; it's the system. So Nigeria needs complete restructuring, complete overhauling, before we can begin to even tackle all these problems. When we talk about restructuring, everybody's jumping, oh, Nigeria is breaking. No, heck no, Nigeria is not breaking up if you restructure. America restructures every day. As a matter of fact, it's the restructuring that President Trump is trying to bring into America and discussing the problem with immigration. So we have to look at things that are working in Nigeria or things that haven't worked, and then via restructuring, we can get them going where we want it to go. So a country, the president, I don't understand what the worldview, Nigerian worldview is. Because if you have worldview, if the president has worldview, he will not be looking at the Nigerian youth the way he looks at them, that they are lazy. What does he have? What has he put in place for the Nigerian youth?
I would like to subscribe to what the Honorable Man said here about ideology. It's really
That's a very, very important point.
It's so important. It reveals where we had gone wrong for so many years.
25 years.
It's clear, even here in this country, the United States, you can tell Republicans, this is what they believe in. This is what they stand for. I mean, you may not like it, but that's what they stand for.
And it is
It's black and white.
Every 4 years they come back to the same three things.
This is what they believe in, this is what they stand for. You might not even like it, but you know where they stand. In Nigeria, I'm a PDP. Card carrying PDP. But I cannot tell you what is our ideology. I'm being very honest, I might even take a hit for this. But this is the truth. One thing I do know,
Thank you for your candor.
there is a common factor in Nigerian politics, which is, are you more corrupt or are you less corrupt? That's it. That's the only common denominator. There is nothing that is wrong in Nigeria, about Nigeria, with Nigeria, that cannot be fixed with the product, which is Nigerians themselves.
I believe that.
We just need to have the spine. And our elected officials need to also grow some political courage. They need to have the courage. You cannot put the entire Senate in prison. It's not going to happen.
No.
So why can't you guys stand up? Today, yesterday may be Dino Melaye. Today is Enyinnaya Balibe. Tomorrow could be you or someone else. One by one, they will pick you guys all out. And at the end of the day, you find Buhari in 2020 still sworn in as the next president. And that will be really, really sad for our country.
I wanted to talk about social media.
Okay.
The youth that and social media and WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. I'll use myself as an example. On Facebook, I have 5,000 friends, contacts on Facebook.
That's powerful.
On Twitter, I just recently joined, and it's growing in thousands. On WhatsApp, I have over 100,000 contacts. Anytime I send something to all my contacts. On email, I have over 500,000. On email, if I send, that's the number of people that will receive.
Wow.
I'm saying that to say this, that the youths have actually exactly the same information and the same platform that I have. They should start using it for the positive change we are talking about. Sometimes I see myself to a level that makes me angry that the youth we are fighting for they are on social media using the God-given ability to make a change to actually fight the irrelevant, actually go after the wrong people and defend the corrupt. So when you see that, it doesn't give you hope.